thought I'd bang out a quick video on basically 15 complete marketing wake-up calls that you should be concerned about. And if you do have these problems, you need to get it looked at ASAP. So number one, your phone rings less and you don't know why. That's a pretty basic one. If your phone is genuinely ringing less in the business, obviously there is something to be concerned about and you need to figure out exactly why the phone is not ringing. You could say economy, you could say it's seasonal, but when you have enough marketing things running at the same time, you kind of find that it doesn't really matter. You're just gonna get leads no matter what. So if your phone is ringing less, you need to look at all your marketing platforms and see exactly which one is holding things back or which one isn't working, and you need to fix it ASAP. The next one is you are quoting more jobs, or you're quoting the same amount of jobs month on month, but you're closing less of them. Again, that is either a sales issue or that's a marketing issue. Marketing is then maybe you're attracting some really bad quality leads with something you just put up, or sales, you're coming up with new objections, or there's a new competitor and he's lowballing or something along those lines. You need to figure out very quickly what is causing your lack in sales. So when you look at your numbers at the end of the month, you see how many leads came in and how many of those you closed. You need to see why exactly they're not closing. And if you're not tracking this data, start tracking the data, right? You need to know how many leads you're coming in, how many of them are selling. For the ones that aren't selling, why are they not selling? You need to know all these things, otherwise you can't perform a business properly and you won't scale. The next thing is that every client that's coming on board is from someone you know. So basically just a referral. Referrals are great and you will get a good amount of closed business out of it. However, sometimes you get a lot of referrals and sometimes you don't get a lot of referrals. So you need to really stay on top of how many customers are coming in from brand new sources that you've never met, and then how many of them are coming in as a referral, because you don't want your amount of business coming in to be highly on referrals, because it's not scalable and it most certainly is not predictable either. The next thing, and this should be a pretty big one, is you don't know your cost per lead. You should know exactly how much it costs you to either get a phone call or get a website inquiry. If you don't know either of those two costs, it makes it very hard in order to determine how much marketing budget you need to allocate in order to get more jobs if that's what you want to do. More importantly, you want to know how much it actually costs you to acquire a job, not just a lead. So basically, if you only close, let's say, half of the leads, that means whatever your lead cost is, you double it, and that's your customer acquisition cost. If you don't know those numbers, or you don't actively track it, it's going to make it very hard for you to have a profitable campaign when you don't know those numbers. Another worrying thing is that you have a competitor in the area who does worse work than you, but he is getting more jobs. Now, simple reason for that is he is doing something marketing related. He's doing something to get those leads better than you. He's visible in one way or another. Maybe he runs more marketing, maybe he spends more, it doesn't matter, but that should be a concern to you. If you genuinely provide good work for your customers, right? You need to get in front of those customers. You need to show them that not only can you do good work, but you can also get in front of them and show them how good of a job you can actually do. And you can't do that if you don't market properly and your competitor is taking that slice of the pie from you. The next thing is you've been burnt by an agency, and because you've been burnt by an agency, now you do nothing. I understand being burnt by an agency. We've had pretty much every single client that's worked with us in the past been burnt by an agency, but it hasn't stopped them from continuing to work with an agency. Some of them have mentioned it's a double-edged sword, like it's a necessary evil, but you know, not all agencies are out there to actually screw you. There are some, albeit not very many, that can actually produce a result for your business. And if you're not up to the size of having your own in-house marketing team, I'm afraid a marketing agency is the best thing you can do when you work with someone that actually delivers the results. So you need to check whether they can deliver the results or not. But yeah, marketing agencies are good when you find the right one. You have your best month ever one month, and then the next month you have a really bad month. Now, this is cause for concern because you should not have good and bad months straight after each other. You should be consistently generating the same amount of revenue, if not consistently more revenue month on month. And if you're not, that is cause for concern. You need to figure out exactly what's causing you to not have the same cash flow month on month, because whatever it is usually means you're not getting enough leads coming through the door. You need to get more leads in order to grow. The next thing, you're relying on high pages, service seeking, or any type of third-party websites that just sell you leads. Now, these platforms do have a purpose, like you can pay and get leads. However, these platforms are always shared with other people. So no matter what, it's never your lead, and you're always going to be competing with someone else because it's shared. It's sold to like 3 other people. So you have to compete on that bid, and usually the cheapest person gets the quote. So not really worth it for you. It's something you want to transition out of as fast as possible. Now, you kind of do have to do it in the beginning, but at least you can leave it once you have your own marketing going. Next cause for concern is that your Google reviews have stalled. Now, I've always said this, Google reviews are the best possible thing for your business because it's social proof. It's proof that you know what you're doing, you do a great job, you charge fairly, and you're not gonna screw them over, which is what every homeowner is looking for. So if you're not constantly getting reviews on a regular basis, you're not gonna grow as quickly because those reviews help you sell more and you get more leads organically. The next thing, and this is kind of obvious, you have no idea where your next customers are coming from. If you don't know when your next customers are coming, that's obviously concerning enough, but you need to know and be able to predict how much potential work you can get in a month, and 2 months, and 3 months. And that only happens when you have really good marketing and you can look at past results and compare it to what's possible in the future. So if you don't have that, you need to seriously start writing down your numbers, have it in a system so that you can actually predict it and be able to scale. The next thing is you haven't tracked all your metrics from getting the lead to actually closing the job. And what I mean by that is you want to know, what is your lead contact rate? What is your lead to site visit rate? What is your site visit to quote rate? What is your quote rate to close job rate? Like, all of these numbers are different and all of these numbers scale down, but you need to know exactly what percentage each one is at every stage so that you can improve your sales funnel and you know where the bottleneck is in the business so that you as the business owner can make an educated decision on what to fix next. The next thing is your website hasn't been updated in years. Now, you can build a really nice website and have it running for about, a couple years, but it is always best to stay with the times and always keep making little updates on your website so that you can constantly improve it for conversion rates. You can get the maximum amount of customers coming through. Now, when you update the website regularly, you're checking it regularly to see how much lead intake you're getting month on month. You can make small little changes every single month in order to get more customers. The next thing is that you feel uncomfortable getting on camera. Now, you can totally have a faceless business, but the businesses we've worked with that have a face and have the owner or at least someone high up in the business actively on camera, we've seen that those businesses just perform so much better because there is a face behind the brand. There is someone that people can actually connect to. They don't do business with businesses, they do business with people. So the more chances you have to get on camera, the more you should take it. Number 14, you are running ads without a system behind it. Now, there's nothing wrong with just running ads. The problem is when you're running ads, you want to know all the metrics behind those ads and you want to have a proper system from A to Z on how you run the ad to how you actually turn that ad and that new inquiry into an actual paying customer. When you have all those details and you have a system behind it on what you do from A to Z, it makes it so much easier to scale because you know what the metrics are behind it. The next thing is that you hit a new revenue goal, but you didn't step back and learn exactly why you had that new revenue goal. Like, it's all good to celebrate and stuff, but you really want to know what were the exact things you did during that month to hit that new revenue, because if you don't know, chances are you're just going to keep getting money in without knowing what's actually working and what isn't working in order to improve your business. It makes it so much easier when you know exactly what you're doing right compared to what you're doing wrong, so that you improve the things you're doing right and you improve the things you're doing wrong as well. There's no point in just working on the things that are good. There are always going to be bad things that you can always work on, and it only works if you actually track it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below. And if you found value in this video and you need a marketing partner to work with your business, then you can click the link in the description, book in a call with us, and let's see how we can help you grow your trade business.